Okay, so fun intro to today's episode, y'all. So, when I first started thinking seriously about podcasting, it was because I fell in love with Chelsea Jo Moore's podcast and really her because of the things that she teaches. If you have not heard me talk about the Systemize Your Life Academy, you will, I'm sure, because honestly, it has been game changer for me and my productivity and in being able to run a profitable business in a short number of hours a week. Game changer. But more than that, I just really loved Chelsea's heart to honor God, honor her husband, be a great mom, and partner that with her desire to run a business, this burden that she had on her heart to run a business and help other women with her gift. So, no joke. When I very first started prepping for my podcast, doing the work to get my podcast started, I was like, I will get Chelsea Jo on this podcast. This is one of my biggest goals is to get Chelsea Jo on my podcast. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. And then just thing after thing happened and God orchestrated so many cool things that y'all will hear about at a later date. But I was able to have Chelsea on my podcast. She's our special guest today, but it's a little bit different because she did a coaching call with me where I helped her nail down her keywords, and y'all are going to get to listen into the majority of that call. It was a long call, and there was lots of chit chat in there, so I trimmed it down so you're not sitting here listening to, an hour and a half long podcast. But so if you are somebody who is really curious about keyword research and SEO and what that can do to help you get leads from your website, listen in because there are some really good nuggets. Even if you are in a different genre, a different niche than Chelsea Jo, you're still going to walk away with some gold from this, y'all. So listen in, be prepared to take notes. And if you do anything in the home management, stay-at-home mom, work-at-home mom, productivity space, y'all, you're going to get some legit free keyword research that you can take and apply to your own website and blog. So listen in. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm so excited for this episode. Hey there, fellow entrepreneur. Welcome to Simple SEO and Marketing with me, Faith Hannon. Do you want to grow your business with organic marketing and finally feel like you can understand SEO? Are you scouring the internet for how to get more website traffic, SEO for dummies, and how to market on Pinterest? Have you tried to grow your business with SEO and blogging only to get frustrated and quit because it's overwhelming and too time consuming? Been there. Hey, I'm Faith Hannon, Jesus lover, copywriter, blogger, wife, wrangler of tiny humans, and barrel racer. And let me tell you, I didn't have time to waste sorting through SEO and keyword strategies that either didn't work or were so over my head I couldn't understand them. I honestly thought that SEO and blogging only worked for people with a PhD in tech jargon and a whole team of employees, until I learned these secrets. Good SEO strategies don't have to be complicated, and creating and marketing great content doesn't have to take more than a couple hours a week total. So pop in those earbuds, slam some coffee, and let's grow your business with simple organic marketing and a healthy dose of biblical encouragement along the way. Well, hi, Chelsea Jo. How are you today?
I am so good, so pumped to be on your show. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for joining me. I know when I started a podcast, I'm like, I'm going to figure out a way to get Chelsea on my show.
Well, here we are.
Here we are. So why don't you tell my peeps a little bit about who you are and what you do and your Systemize Your Life Academy that is amazing.
Yeah, so my name is Chelsea Jo, and I am the owner of ChelseaJo.co. I'm the host of the Systemize Your Life podcast, and I am the creator of the Systemize Your Life Academy, which is my home management system that helps work from home moms go from overwhelmed to organized in just 4 weeks. And the fun thing about how I met Faith is that she actually went through my program so that she could make sure that she got into an incredible place so that she could grow her business and show up in her home to her very best ability. And that is what I do. And
Mm-hmm.
so now I'm here because Faith is rocking her A game with her business because she has a bandwidth to do it because she's got her home management system up and rolling, which is really fun. So if you guys are curious about that, reach out to Faith. She's got her own special link that comes with some incredible bonuses. One of them is my Systemize Your Biz course that helps you systemize and grow your business. And Faith actually teaches some really incredible information inside there. So that is me in a nutshell. I am a wife to a firefighter. We've been married for about 7 years. We have 2 girls, a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old. And this is what I do.
So, just fun little fact for those of y'all who have not connected with Chelsi before. I have tried systems for like ever because I'm not naturally organized. My mother thinks I am because she is even less organized than I am. But I'm not the one that was like making the shoes in order and like color coding things growing up. But the way Chelsi teaches systems, my brain can actually grasp. And I've been able to take what she teaches and implement it in my business and just really grow in a way that's sustainable. And like I still get to hang out with my family.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really awesome. So today, what we're going to do with Chelsi is I'm going to help her really nail down her keywords. She has a great business, a great website, but her website is not the big driver for her traffic, right?
No.
Your podcast is.
Yeah, my podcast is, and we put our podcast episodes onto our blog and then they are going onto Pinterest. And so me being who I am, I build a foundation and I build out the framework, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I systemize that. And then you can go in and you can make it super efficient. And so that's really my goal, is to figure out how to make what we're doing with our blogging, which comes from the podcast, and turning it into something that's SEO rich. And then obviously we're putting that on Pinterest as well.
Mm-hmm. And so some of y'all that are in the I need to figure out my keyword space, like you might hear Chelsi Joe's keywords and be like, oh my gosh, I have not even that far. But the cool thing about keyword research is it's a black hole. And you can literally it's never ending. So if you're like, I am not that far, don't feel like you have to be this far to do good keyword research and to really nail down your keywords. But also like there's always further to go in your keyword research and your SEO strategy. So I had Chelsi send me over the keywords that she has so far. And basically you have things broken into pillars: time blocking, cleaning, decluttering, productivity, and time management. So what I want to do is I want to dive into these and just see, have you done any keyword research as far as like Uber Suggest or Google keyword research?
Some Uber Suggest for sure. So, I'm gathering this from what they're typing into the podcast because that's my number one driver, right? And then we realized, okay, we got to figure out what are they searching in Pinterest and what are they searching on Google as well. And trying to load our blogs with that. That's about as far as the understanding of it went. And we did a little bit of keyword research with Uber Suggest, but like it has a limit and I didn't pay for the software. So we did what we could with it. And then we just kind of let it be what it is. And I have really no idea if it will perform on the platform of, where it sits inside of my blog. I know how it's performing as searchable keywords in a podcast app, but I don't know how it's performing on the World Wide Web.
Okay. And fun story, keywords are different everywhere. I mean, you know this, but like sometimes keywords on Pinterest, keywords that might do great on Google are poop on Pinterest sometimes. Like work at home mom, poop on Pinterest.
Yep.
Which is frustrating, but it just means that you need to put in the work up front and it really does pay off in the end.
I think the list that we sent to you is derived from mainly searching on Pinterest and a little bit of Uber Suggest. And so we kind of sat down and we figured out what to the best of our ability from a DIY perspective, we came up with, okay, how can we get like in the ballpark. If there's like a green, yellow, red, how can we be like in the yellow section? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So I'm hoping you can get us to like the green section
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
As you know, like keywords on your podcast are a little bit different than keywords on blogs because there's not as many podcasts as there are websites. So it's
Yeah.
less competitive. So your keyword strategy for your podcast can be almost a little bit more aggressive than your keyword strategy for your website and your blog because you can go for some of those bigger keywords that you or the average person who's just starting out wouldn't necessarily be able to go for with their blog and their website. So let's look a little bit more into those keywords for you, your time management type keywords. So you have your main keyword for your time blocking pillar as just being time blocking, which is totally what you teach and totally in line for that and something that you should still use. But time management is a much bigger keyword.
Yeah.
Okay, so time blocking right now on Ubersuggest has 8,100 searches a month. Time blocking schedule, only 390. So that's not really worth your time. And then time management has 40,500. So in terms of podcast keywords, time management would be a big one
For sure.
because it's more searched. And we might be able to implement that into your page names on your website, your page titles. We'll see.
I always was told that you shouldn't be going for the biggest, like when you're smaller and you don't have that edge, that you should be looking for things that are kind of like in the 10 to 12,000 range instead of ones that are much higher.
Is that specific to podcasting?
No, for blogging. Okay.
So for blogging, yes, that's true. That's true. So blogging and podcasting are different. I just know that because you're a podcaster, like that's your main traffic driver.
Yeah, and for sure.
I haven't looked at your podcast keywords on your actual podcast recently. Okay, is time management. Oh, go ahead.
Time management, like the ones for the podcast are pretty easy for me to find because I can tell what people are downloading the most. Obviously, I can go in there and I can look at that and see what words are in the titles. And then I just take those words and I literally just go straight to Apple Podcasts and type them in and see if I'm actually populating for all of those words that are searchable. And that's been working really well for a long time. I just know that when you search in a podcast app, it's like a couple words. When you're searching on Google and you're searching on Pinterest, it's like multiple keywords together in a string. And that's where I'm just like, I don't even know what we should be using.
Yeah. When I retrain your people and get you all started on blogging with keywords a little bit better, then I think you can start going for some time management as one of your bigger ones. And if you go for it for 3 months and you don't start popping for it, like change it back to time blocking, as one of your goals. It's all of it is, you got to play around a little bit. Okay. So time blocking it really is a great keyword for you still. Time management, it has a lot more searches. There's even one, I don't know if you saw it here. We were kind of yakking, but time blocking planner.
I know.
2,400. You could create an entire piece of content around your time blocking planner and push your affiliate for Polly's planner with that. Sure. Let me check and see what is showing up for block schedule, because if block schedule is showing up like a bunch of like high school block schedule type stuff, then that's not necessarily what we want.
Right.
Okay.
One EDU, school administrators, but productivity methods. What is it? Cool.
Yeah, we could totally use that. Cool. Because sometimes stuff pops up that you're like, oh, JK, I don't really want to ping for that. No. Okay, what is a block schedule? That would be great for a single piece of content, 1,600 searches a month. Let's look at stay-at-home mom, because I just got off a coaching call with a gal, and like there was healthy relationship, like poop searches, healthy relationships, plural, lots of searches, just sometimes little Piddly
Yeah.
things like that make a difference. And then sometimes stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home moms, stay hyphen at hyphen home, all the same searches. And so in this case, you can write it however you want. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any difference. If you
Yeah.
like hyphens, then you can use hyphens. I'm glad stay-at-home mom is a good keyword for you on Google. But like we learned, like I've told you, it's kind of poop on Pinterest. And I just know that because I have a podcast recently on like growing your business for stay-at-home moms. And I was doing keyword research to do stuff on Pinterest, and it was poop. So, but I'm glad stay-at-home mom is.
Yeah, I do work from home mom too, because obviously I use that the most.
Okay, so work from home mom, not as searched as stay-at-home mom, which is to be expected. But
So if somebody were to type in, because work from home is showing 165,000 searches, right? If somebody were to type in work from home mom, why is it not registering underneath this search?
Because that's a longer phrase.
How does it know when to not search those words?
What do you mean?
Like, how do they know that the phrase isn't work from home? Like, why are they? This is what I've never understood. How is work from home mom not going when somebody types in work from home not be triggered?
Because it's a longer phrase. So think about it. If you type in Google and you type in food, everything in the entire universe that has the word food.
Where is Google looking?
On all of the websites.
I know, but inside of my website, where are they looking? Are they looking in my actual content, my actual copy, or are they only looking in images and headings and
all of it?
Okay, so that's what I don't understand. How in a full sentence would they understand? If it said work from home quickly, why would that, you know what I mean? Like, I want to work from home quickly. That is work from home versus I want to be a work from home mom. How would it not trigger the same thing, you know?
Because it's searching like, so work from home would encompass work from home jobs, work from home office setups, work from home during COVID, work from home during, so it's like one big umbrella that has all of these things underneath it. So work from home would have work from home moms as part of that umbrella.
Yeah.
Right.
And
if
it's
you're looking
just
at
like
search
stupid
terms.
smart and it knows.
And it also like Google indexes websites based on a lot of factors. One of which is the quality and the frequency of your content. Okay, so let's look at productivity tips for moms. Because I'm sure productivity tips is huge. Just kind of see. Is this making sense? Or am I using too big faith words?
No.
Okay.
No, I get it.
So like productivity tips, you would think would have way more searches than it does, right? Like I would have thought productivity tips would have a ton of searches. No, it only has 1,000 searches a month. But productivity has 50,000. So that's where we can dig into like, okay, how can we phrase this a little bit differently so it's more searchable? Probably not going to define productivity. I don't want that. Never mind. I was thinking we might be able to do something like, what does it truly mean to be productive or something like that? But that's a little bit of a stretch. Okay. Productivity working from home. Okay. Productivity planner. Productivity tools.
See, productivity tip.
Yeah, but it's the same, right? They indexed the same. Did I spell that right? I did spell it right, didn't I? Yeah, tips for, yeah, they spelled it. Yeah, so tips for productivity, productivity tip, and productivity tips all have the same search results.
Yeah.
So usually, but like productivity tip and tips for productivity, this one is a little bit less hard to index for. And so when you're coming in here and you're really thinking, okay, I want to plan content that is really going to get found, you want to try to find stuff that is in the green or preferably the green, not red. But like this one, productivity tip, like only 1,000 searches and it's pretty hard. Like, I don't know that I'd waste my time on it.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you have endless hours and you have, you know, interns who want to create content for that, maybe that is something. But If you're really just wanting to do, you know, be super efficient, maybe not.
Well, the
Okay.
content for us is completely dictated on what's coming from the podcast. So the real question is, I am putting a blog onto the internet so that my podcast is visually accessible, and that is, important to me. Um, but if it could get a little bang for its buck at the same time, that would be great. And so realistically, I'm going to keep my head down and focus on my number one content driver, but I want to be smart and efficient at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's look at home management type keywords for you. Okay, home management is not as big of a keyword as I was hoping for you.
But I think you've put several other in my list that are around that.
But because home management is like what you teach, right? Like your big thing.
Right.
I would love to find a more keyword, like for your page title, for your page names.
Right.
I would love to find like a bigger keyword, like a bigger umbrella, right? A bigger net to catch, more like to catch more fish because you're going to be creating a ton of content around home management.
Well, organization, organized, get organized, and then the word overwhelm. Those are two that really are probably my biggest nets that people are searching.
Okay. Let me add these to your list, and then because I'm adding some on your list that they're not very good, so that then you have that, because I'll export this and just send you a list.
Cool.
But then you'll know, like, or your interns, if they're like, oh, what about this? And you're like, and then they can look and see like, oh, it only has 50 searches. Well, do we want to use it? Yes, no, maybe. And then they can make that decision. So talk to me about some of the vernacular your people use around like clean eating, or like not having time to eat clean.
Well, that's an interesting conversation, because so much of what I talk about is really under this term of like self-care. Could be titled as self-care, right? It's not the word that I choose to use, but it's likely the word that they're searching.
See what they say. Okay, self-care ideas wouldn't be horrible. You could do a self-care ideas for work at home moms. And then you're going to
self-care activities is actually what my fundamental needs is, right?
Self-care tips.
Yeah.
Self-care plan. Self-care plan, Chelsi.
Self-care Sunday. I love it.
But like your self-care plan and your self-care planner, like they're saying that. They're not saying fundamental needs.
Oh, I know. That's why I don't put that on anything.
But like, don't you have a fundamental needs freebie?
Yes, I do.
What's the link on that? So chelsijo.co/
No idea.
Cool.
I think, no. I think it's my priorities workbook. Yeah, obviously these pages could rank a lot better.
They could. And here's what you could do on this is you could duplicate this. You could duplicate this page and then change it so that the old one is still in existence, but then change the new one to have more SEO friendly search terms, because Google gets mangry when you have two of the exact same. But because you really could change the verbiage on this enough to make it like free self-care planner, and then use this workbook to figure out your self-care needs, schedule your self-care, like you integrating keywords into that, because, and it wouldn't have to be like a huge undertaking, but it could potentially help this page work, because right now
well, and I would just pull this one so that it's just running in the back end and it's not really visible. This is what people would go to from the podcast.
Right.
This is the link that they get on the podcast all the time. But what I like to do is I like to create different opt-ins based on where the traffic source is coming from. And so
Mm-hmm.
for all of the people that land on the blog, I actually want them going to a different opt-in for this exact same freebie. And
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't done that yet. So when I do that, I will strategically change what it's called and how it's titled, right? Self-care
Mm-hmm.
planner is like a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so I think we are pretty much done with the actual keyword research portion of this. What questions do you have for me? How can I help clarify something for you?
So what's the big takeaway? Like next 3 to 5 things I need to do or what?
Well, you really need to optimize your headings on your website and your page names with SEO specific phrases, and they need to be the right length. So your page titles need to be so it's not the button that people click on, like it's not what people see. Like somebody says home, like it's still going to say home. But when you show up in Google, it's going to show up with your name or whatever, and then some keywords after that. So it's actually time to work on your page titles and the keyword that we're going to use there so that you can take the next step in really optimizing your website to get more online traffic and more organic traffic. So I'm actually going to use a website, it's free, called Character Counter. That's kind of a little cheater and it helps me not have to sit there and count characters so that I know, that you're having the ideal length for your page titles. So we're going to go over to Character Counter and see what these look like because we need to make sure that you're, boom, teaching work-life balance to work-at-home moms. So your homepage, that can really be about,
What are the other keywords?
right here. I've got them ranked from like top to bottom for you.
So what are all my options to choose from for a homepage title?
So you could do something like teaching time management.
Mm-hmm.
You do time management for work-at-home moms, time management for moms.
Can I go back up again? Are you allowed to
Sorry.
put multiple ones in there or is it just one specific thing?
No, you could put a couple, but it has to fit within 60 characters.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very, very short
Okay.
sentence. And it needs to be authentic, right? Like you
For
don't
sure.
just teach burnout or organization ideas
Right.
closet.
Well, I love this idea of like
Mm-hmm.
weekly plan because that's like my big thing. Time management is my big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Work-life balance. Possibly.
Okay.
Self-care ideas. What else do we have in there? Then we
Cleaning
kind of get in those
tips,
lower numbers.
which are still great for like other things, but for your,
My main, like what I do. I'm trying to
yeah.
find some of these that like capture what it is that I do,
Mm-hmm.
which time management is, it has to be in there because that's like
Mm-hmm.
literally what I do.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have it as right now?
Teaching work-life balance to work-at-home moms. But we could do work-life balance and time management pretty easily. We're not going to
Can you
hyphenate.
get rid of work life? I mean, can you get rid of teaching so
Sure.
that
It just is like, it just helps it pop up and be like, feel more authentic instead of just like keyword dumped. You know what I mean? And we could
work-life
just do,
balance and time management for work from home moms is what I was hoping would fit in there if we took that other one out.
let's see, but work from home moms, I don't remember being any good. Let me go look. Doesn't mean we can't use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If it wasn't all that whoopee.
Yeah, I'll try work at home. 1900 for work from home moms. Once you rank number one in one of these things, then what do? Do you switch and go for bigger ones?
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, you're pulling in 2,400 fish a month there, if that was the one that you were wanting to rank for. So work
So these
at,
are fresh every single month, brand new 2,400, and that's consistent.
yeah,
Unless you
yep,
came back in, you search it again, and then it said 2,200 because for some
right,
reason they're not searching it as much. So
right.
work at home is way more than work from home.
Isn't that silly? So we could do that because if it feels
Yeah.
more authentic,
Oh, yeah.
and that fits work-life balance and time management for work-at-home moms.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Awesome. I'm really excited about that. That feels good and keyword friendly there. So yeah, that'll be good. Good.
Okay, so first thing that you said I need to do is do this website optimization. And then what? What's my next step?
So then you need to start creating. So first step is you need website optimization to get the right keywords in the right places for your page titles, your it's called your HTML markup, which is like your headings, like this keyword, these keywords in these headings, these keywords in these headings. And then ideally, it'd be really awesome to optimize like your images on your blogs so that they are named correctly with keyword rich names. And then the alt text is correct, which I have a whole formula for. And then you really want to start blogging with keywords strategically. And you want your keywords to be, in your titles, towards the front of your titles, and then used strategically throughout your headings in your blog post so that, it's not just one and done with this keyword in a big heading, but it's your H2 headings repeating that keyword in a way that flows.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I'm going to go home and do nothing.
Well, enjoy. Okay, that's it for this snapshot of my call with Chelsi Jo. It was obviously much longer than what y'all heard, and I cut out, parts just to make it more interesting for y'all to listen to. But at the end of the day, we got her keyword strategy nailed down, a spreadsheet for her with the exact keywords that she needs to be going for. We got all of her page names done, and worked on her H1 text a little bit, and she really walked away with just the exact right keyword strategy for her and her business and where her business is at and for her people and what they're searching. So if you're listening to this and you have some sort of a time management like business, like props to you because you dang sure just got some free keyword research. Listen to it again and take notes. And if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, I just really want my keyword strategy nailed down. I'm tired of throwing spaghetti at the wall. I'm tired of guessing at everything. Then click the link in my show notes, book a keyword strategy session. You already know what it sounds like. Just get that on the books. Spots are limited, but I really, truly believe that getting your keywords and your SEO nailed down is one of the most important steps to getting organic traffic to generate leads from your website, because your website should be working for you. It really should. It should be getting you leads in, okay? It should be giving your hot leads a place to go, and it should be getting in some cold traffic and some new leads. So if your website is not doing that for you, it's time to reevaluate, and this is a great starting place. Like, I so wish that I would have done this like 10 years ago, okay? So that's it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for your support and listening in. And if you have questions, shoot me an email, shoot me a message on Instagram. I would love to answer your questions. And if you're just like, I don't know if a call with you is the right fit, just book a quick discovery call. I'll tell you if I can help you, because I don't want to waste anybody's time, especially mine. So have a blessed rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later this week. Love y'all. Bye. Thank you so much for listening in today. Hopefully this episode gave you some really tangible tips for better SEO and marketing to get more leads and more sales from your website. If it did, can I ask you a quick favor? Would you please share this episode with a friend, and then just take 10 seconds and go leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. That is the very best way to help more Jesus-loving entrepreneurs scale their businesses so that they can help more people with their gifts and make an even bigger impact for the kingdom of God. And guess what? We now have a Facebook community where we can learn, hang out, and laugh. Go join the Facebook group now. It's linked in the show notes. And all the other things, courses, coaching, and copywriting, can be found at my website, faithhannon.com. Until next time, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.